Hi, I'm Dr. Gail and I'm Starseed Healer. I'm going to tell you about a couple more aliens that I have met. There's been a series of about 17, that's Belle, my dog, to see making her cameo appearance. Belle. Uh, anyway, the first alien I'm going to tell you about is Clark. Clark came to me probably newly on during, anyway, she's trying to get petted now. He came early to me and I was meditating and I had to meet him on a bridge. And the reason why I met him on the bridge is because he was a reptilian. And I didn't know anything about reptilians. In fact, I don't really know anything about all the different types of species of aliens. But I met him and at first I was a little anxious about letting him come in because of his appearance. He was definitely not attractive. And so I met him on a bridge and because he couldn't sit. And on the bridge, he stood to one side of me and I would just kind of look at him because I couldn't look at him straight on at first. It just really bothered me the way he looked. So he stood on the side and we talked. And finally, after meeting a few aliens, I'm thinking, well, I've got to ask more questions than, the trivial questions like, should I buy this house? Or, those things like that. So I looked at him and I did ask him that very question, should I buy this particular house that I was looking at? And he's standing beside me and then I finally hesitated and I went, this is much bigger than this. I should not be asking these kind of questions. And he just nodded, yes. And then I was kind of stumped because I didn't know what kind of questions I should be asking. I mean, I really didn't know, where they're from or anything about them. So the first thing I asked him, I said, well, what's your name? I'm expecting this name I can't understand, like kind of name. And he said, Clark. Well, that got me tickled because his name was Clark and he looked like that. I mean, he looked like, kind of a dinosaur, scaly green skin. He was about 7 feet tall or maybe even taller than that. And, but he was very kind. I mean, you could just feel the kindness in him. And, finally, I was just wanting to ask about his family. And I said, well, tell me about your family. How many children do you have? Or do y'all have children or what? And he said, yes, he had 6. And then he looked up in the clouds and I looked up also and there were 6 of them that looked just like him. 6 little bitty aliens up in the clouds. And it was just a brief, I mean, he just let me see it just briefly, like that. It was gone in just a second. And so then, I was asking him more questions about him and his life, and I just wasn't getting too much from him. And then I was finally asking him, why are you here? Why am I being visited by all these aliens? And he said I wasn't ready to know yet. It would be revealed later. So anyway, we kind of just walked and talked, and I finally looked into his eyes. I finally got brave enough to look directly at him, and he had the kindest brown eyes. I mean, they were just brown eyes, and they were in the front of his head, and it was just melted my heart how kind he felt. He was wonderful, wonderful man. Later on, I found out that reptilians were supposed to be the ones we're supposed to be scared of. I'm so glad I met him before I had that whatever, that I knew anything about him. And because he was so kind. And then some people that I talked to, they did change their view of reptilians, that there are some very kind ones out there. Now, the next one I met was Neil. His name was Neil. And it was a green grasshopper looking alien. Of course, I have later found out that they're supposed to be called praying mantis type, and I'm calling them a green grasshopper. Now, he took me to a cave. Why I followed him into this cave, I don't know, but I did. And he had the ability to grow really tall and really small. I was just fascinated by that. He could do that. and they lived in caves, but they went out in the day. Light didn't bother them or anything, but they went really small when they were out in the grass and everything, and they could go really tall. He was a little reserved, intellectual, and again, here's my burning question is, why are y'all visiting me? And again, I get the answer, you're not ready yet. It will be revealed to you later. I asked him about his family, and I said about his children, and he showed me in the cave, there were like 30 little aliens, green aliens, sitting on ledges. They were all sitting on ledges, about 30 of them, and they had been watching me the whole time. And I just didn't see them because it was dark in there. So he just had, brought out the light so I could see him. I didn't talk to him as much because I was just really fascinated by the way he went up and down, and he wasn't really talking that much. You really had to pull information out of him. He was very reserved, but he was very nice, and you could just tell how smart he was. And I don't know why I knew that he was very smart, but he was. You could just tell that was a very intellectual man. So anyway, that's 2 more aliens I have met out of about 17 different species I have met. And of course, I'm still on that journey. I'm not sure when the big reveal will be. I'm thinking it's much bigger than me working on the spaceship with the Greys, but we will see. Later on, I will be telling you my story, my journey. Anyway, my name is Dr. Gail. I am a starseed healer. I'm here to help people get through any kind of alien trauma that they've had. You can get in touch with me. My email will be down in the description box. Anyway, I will talk to you later. Bye.